So when it comes to closing and rebooking the client, this starts with A1 service from the very beginning. We should be doing a good job of evaluating what's going on with the client's skin, educating the clients on what's going on where and what we're doing, what our immediate plan is, and our long-term plan. Even though people see incredible results, sometimes looking 5-10 years younger once you get really good at sculpting in just an hour, most of the time people are going to want a series because they have a whole lifetime of stuff built up in their face. It is going to take more than one session to get all of that out. So normally if you're over 28 or if you have a lot of acne, we recommend twice a week for 6 weeks. So the first 6, it's most important to do twice a week for 3 weeks for 2 different reasons. One, when we're breaking stuff up out of the face, it's like one giant chunk at first. And then we break it up into lumps, and then it gets into like gravel, and then dust, and then sand and then dust. You know what I mean? Smaller and smaller pieces. But if you wait too long in between sessions, all of that kind of stuff can harden back up. So you see best results usually 3 to 5 days after your session. That's when everything has a chance to drain. Your body has a chance to use all of that lovely ATP to make new collagen and elastin. So I usually try to hit the second facial within 72 hours, like 3 to 5 days. So when we're keeping stuff moving, the face is really a lot like working with clay, right? If you've ever worked with clay before, say you're done with it for the day and you get it wet, you put it under a plastic bag. If you come back a couple days later, it's pretty malleable. It's still easy to work with. If you come back a couple weeks later, it's hard and you're gonna have to spend that time kind of softening it back up again so you can get the stuff moving out of the face. So when we do these closer together, it just keeps it moving and we see results a lot faster. Another reason why we do these closer together is that the microcurrent is going to build up ATP exponentially. ATP is what our cells use as a cellular currency to make new cells. So at around age 28 and every 7 years, these kind of like drop off. So if you think about how people age, starting at around puberty, and then we hit like 21, and then 28, and then 35, I just hit that one, and then 42, and then 49. Within that like 18-month period, that's when people will be like, oh, I felt something, I feel a little bit different. Our body's adjusting because we're not creating as much ATP as we used to, and therefore our body's not acting like it did when it was in its early 20s or teens. So when you increase ATP by 500%, incredible. This is what helps with the healing time. This is what helps increase collagen production, elastin production, all of this kind of stuff. And it's like recharging our battery. Like, this is how I look so much younger now at almost 37 than when I started doing this at 26, because I'm continuously recharging my battery. Now, ATP is going to increase exponentially. So when we do these sessions closer together, imagine it's going to increase that ATP exponentially more and more when we do them closer together rather than doing them like 1 month apart. So of course, if you do a month apart, even years, these last a very, very long time. But if you want to get those better than facelift results, that is why you want to do these close together. So with my clients, I always have them book all of their sessions out. They always have like 24 hours to reschedule whatever your cancellation policy is, but that way they get their spots. Because once you get really busy, though, especially those like after work spots, early morning spots, those are gonna book up quick. So you want everybody to get all of their spots because it is important and they are gonna see better results when they follow the ideal timeline. So now it's to my favorite part, before and after pictures. When you're first starting, you're gonna want to make sure that you're taking pictures both with the flash on and the flash off. Just the more pictures and the more practice you have putting these together, the better. I really didn't even get that good at this until I would say 2 to 3 years in. So you guys are going to be way ahead of the game because I'm showing you like some of the shortcuts to make it really good. This is when we get to show off what we did and really see what we did. Because sometimes we're in there, we're feeling things, and we know that we're making a difference. We know it's going to look different, but it still blows my mind a lot of times when I see just how amazing the results you can get. People are really looking like 10 years younger in just an hour. It's absolutely insane. And they'll continue to see more and more results over, like I said, the next 72 hours to 5 days. So I'll have the client sit next to me. I always let them watch me put the pictures together. Usually I use the app Photo Grid so that they know that you're not putting any filters on it. You know, that really establishes trust. And you work really hard for your results. Those are real. You want to show off that those are real results. You know, it's not something you just put a filter on. So I always have my client sit next to me and watch us put the before and after together. You know, even if people can't see or like feel a difference maybe right away, a lot of times this has stuff to do with like just how we like visualize ourselves. Then you put the before and after pictures together and they're like, whoa, okay, when can I get my next appointment? So it's really easy to build and establish trust. You just want to start by giving A1 service from the beginning, explaining what's going on, explaining the short-term goals, what they're going to see from the beginning, and what they're going to see over time. If you do this all throughout the facial and you make your clients involved in the process, you're asking them, you know, where would you like us to focus on? Maybe showing them certain things that are like, oh, I know that you wanted to focus on the bags here, but if you noticed here, this is what's really dark. Because sometimes people don't really know where to focus. They just know that they want to look better. So when you're really educating on what is going on with your skin here, and this is how we're going to fix it, and this is what it's going to look like afterwards, and you can show them in a before and after picture, they're going to feel safe. They're going to know that they made the right choice in choosing you and helping them look and feel like their best selves.